For our yin practice, this is probably the most important time in the practice to set yourself up to flood your body with opiate-based chemicals that you're producing through this practice, setting that flood of chemicals, peptides, hormonal peptides through your body to just the right level to counter any anxiety, any busyness, any distraction. Releasing your engagement with any physical, emotional, or spiritual or mental discomfort. Top of the inhale, pausing, bottom of the exhale, pausing, and this will be the last cycle with the kumbhakas, returning to a breath that just cycles. Letting go of your kumbhakas now, take your awareness out into your space. Notice everything that your senses pick up so that you can acknowledge everything that you're distracted by and let it go. Notice the temperature, notice the light, notice your clothing, the sounds, taste in your mouth. And then turning your attention inward, just taking the camera lens and flip it the other way to your internal state. Noticing the kind of mood you're in this morning and any tasks on your plate, any busyness. Acknowledge all of those things and allowing yourself to let those go too. So today I have a request to work in the upper back of the heart, armpit, chest. And this place is one of the hardest places to reach. And also, when it gets stuck, it's really hard to undo it. The upper back curves out normally, lower back curves in, neck curves in. And if the upper back is suddenly forced forward in a back bend without a proper warming, it can get stuck because of the little facets that come off the sides of the spine. They kind of stabilize the rib cage and they can get stuck. So today we're going to work a little bit to warm the spine first before we start to deepen the yin and undo what's been stuck. So just bringing your knees to your chest on your next exhale. Find your breathing pattern and we'll stay with that breathing pattern. On the exhale, draw your knees into your chest, both together, and press your sacrum into the floor and feel that movement kind of ricochet up through the spine into the back of your heart, flattening there. On the inhale, ease your knees away. On the exhale, draw the knees in, flatten your upper back into the mat. Nice. And inhale, ease away. Exhale gently. This, we call it back door of the heart. It's a spot where we get stuck sometimes when we are holding emotional content, kind of draw it in through the front of the heart center, and then it goes to the back of the heart center energetically and kind of sits there where we kind of stuff it so we can carry on with our lives. Inhale out, exhale in. Next time we come in, drop your chin a little more, flatten that upper back, and just rock left and right, pressing the back of the heart section toward the floor and rub it back and forth, left and right and left and right. Good. On the inhale, lay the left leg down. Cradle the right leg toward your chest. Find your breath, and on the exhale, draw that right knee in. Inhale, soften. Exhale, draw the right knee in. Inhale, softening. Exhale, draw the right knee in. 2 more times. Inhale your right arm to the floor. Take your left hand around the outside of your right knee. On the exhale, take the right knee over to the left, just about halfway, 45-degree angle. Inhale, come back. Exhale, about halfway over and back. So your right shoulder, check it. Make sure the right shoulder is rolling down and back into the mat. It's not lifting. You're moving your hip to eventually open up the armpit chest on the right side. Back to center. Exhale over to the left. A little farther now. Back to center. Over to the left. Back to center. Over to the left. This next pass through, we're going to stay. Exhale over to the left. Use your left hand resting on the outer side of your knee, more like a paperweight. Don't press because that'll tighten your shoulder. Now drop your chin again and let your head roll to the right, any amount. See your right shoulder out of the corner of your eye. Roll it back and down a tiny bit more. Feel your belly rise and fall with your breath. Draw your belly into your back on your exhale. Soften on the inhale. Draw your belly into your back on your exhale. Soften on the inhale. Keep moving it. Bring your awareness and your breath around your rib cage, to your armpit chest, to the back of your ribs on the right to a spot that might be a little tender, a little niggling, a little calling for your attention. Press the breath or place the breath right there. Breathe into it. Try to make it move toward the floor and raise off. Move it toward the floor and raise it off. Right on that spot. Notice if any emotional release comes out. Inhale your head back to center. Roll it in. Lift up your right knee. Bring it into your chest. Your right sacrum on the floor. Readjust your shoulders. Know where your left leg is in space. Draw your right knee to your chest. Inhale, weight. Draw it in. Inhale, weight. Draw it in. Hold it there for a few breaths. Inhale, release your right leg all the way down. Open your palms, closing your eyes. You'll scan throughout your body, noticing the energetic difference between your right side and your left side, especially focused on that spot at the mid-thoracic vertebral section. It's like if you go right straight down from your breastbone, right there. Breathe into that spot on the right side. Get that energy to move between each vertebra there into the discs. Left side might feel a little shorter and compressed compared to the right side. So we'll go to the left side next. On the exhale, draw your left knee to your chest. Interlace your fingers on the front of your knee. Your mind is as important a part of your practice as your physical movement. So you're moving your mind toward what you want to open and change, what you want to bathe with prana. On the exhale, drawing the left knee in. Inhale, weight. Exhale, draw it in. Flattening that upper back. Exhale, draw the left knee in. Your head of the bone is just sinking into the back of the joint, pressing into the connective tissue around the head of the thigh bone, the top of the hamstring. Give it a little rock now. And then releasing the knee out a little bit, lay your left arm down. Turn your face to the left carefully, just let it fall. Exhale, bring the left knee over to the right. Your right butt cheek comes off the floor, and then put it back down. Exhale, over to the right, and put it back down. So you're just testing the range of motion here. Touch an edge and then back off. It's not going to soften for you if you force through. A little more, a little farther. And then we're just going to stay at about 45 degrees. Feel your breath. Draw your belly into your back when you exhale. Soften on the inhale. Every once in a while, you'll go a little deeper into the twist, focusing the energy up the side of the left rib cage, around the back of the left rib cage, to where the ribs connect to the spine and the space between the ribs. Focus your energy right on the spot. Let it pool there, let it wash through. Three or four more breaths. Beautiful. Your head rolls to the center. Help your knee up. Flat sacrum. Readjust your shoulders. Big inhale. Exhale. Draw the left knee in. Wait. Draw the left knee in on the exhale. Wait. And one more time, draw it deep in. Get this nice squeeze that affects all the way up to the outside of your neck on the left. On the inhale, slide your left leg out long. Open your palms. Let everything wash through. Walk your feet in toward your bottom. And lift your feet. Wrap your hands around your knees. Again, we're going to go back and forth, pressing your sacrum down and keeping the upper back connected to the floor. Good. And then making little circles with your knees, circle around, massaging into the sacral area. You're not holding your breath, right? And then go the other way. Beautiful. On the inhale, lift your legs up. Place your palms on the ground right next to your hips and kind of walk them under your hips. Walk your arms, your wrists under your hips as much as you can. And on the exhale, see your feet on the ceiling. You're going to try to walk your feet or slide your feet across the ceiling and lift your bottom a little and then lower back down. Exhale, lift your bottom a little and lower back down. Any amount, lift your bottom any amount. Press with your arms, roll back down. Your triceps have to work here. They don't usually get many instructions from our minds, so the triceps might be contracting. But you're rocking up into that spot behind the heart. Touch it, rock there, rock out. Rock in and rock out. Exhale, rock in and rock out. And one more time, rock in and rock out. Bring your knees to your chest. Tuck your chin again. Circle your knees wide apart and back together. Wide apart and back together. Wide apart and back together. Set your feet on the ground. If you have a blanket there, let's move it out. And arms at your sides, palms are down. Feel the shape of your spine on the mat. Your sacrum connects to the mat, your low back not. Lift the low back off, resist in your waistband. Then your spinal column in the upper back is on the ground. Your neck is not, your head is. Head on, neck off, heart on, waist off, sacrum on. We're going to take some pelvic tilting here to move the cerebral spinal fluid up and down spinal cord and to massage the whole string of pearls, the whole connection of each vertebra, one to the other. On the inhale, arch your low back, pressing down into your tailbone area. Keep your chest on the floor. Keep your butt on the floor. On the exhale, press the small of your back into the mat and pull your belly up into your spine. Inhale, relax your tummy. Roll onto the end of your tail, arching into your low back. And exhale, flat low back. pulling your tail up between your legs, flatten. Arch on the inhale and flatten on the exhale. Good, and it looks beautiful. Go with your own breathing. You're flattening right into the upper back if you can. Arching, lifting into the upper back, flattening into the upper back so that that flattening in your waistband transfers to your upper back. You're trying to reach behind the heart. Flatten and arch and flatten and arch and flatten. All right, coming back. So we've woken up the movement of the cerebrospinal fluid. Take your right hand and put it under your right sacrum, and then take your left hand and put it under your left sacrum. So now your bottom is lifted off the ground just to the height of your wrists. Extend your legs out long. Tuck your armpits and shoulders and elbows under you a little more. So it's a little mini fish pose. Now we're taking the upper back behind the heart and lifting it toward the sky. Tuck your chin and stay for a few breaths. So you can feel that you're compressing the back of your spine and opening the front of your spine at that spot behind the heart. Let it talk to you. Let it tell you what it needs, how far to go. Great. And now release, slide your wrists out, open your palms, and letting the upper back now sink. If you close your eyes, it kind of has a sensation of falling into a posture of repose in a hammock. Walk your feet in. And here we're going to come into a low bridge pose. We're going to take low bridge pose a couple of times, coming in and out with breath, and then do have a block nearby because we're going to come into low bridge on the block. Your feet are walked in, the heels are right straight down from your sit bones. Your shoulders are down and back, your chin is down. On the exhale, press the small of your back into the floor and press your knees out. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. And then, like pearls on a string, lay your spine down one vertebra at a time. Let's do that several more times. On the inhale, you tuck your tail. Pull yourself up by the end of your tail, all the way to that spot behind the heart, and then all the way down. Flatten the sacrum on the floor. As you tuck, you pull up with the end of your tail as if there were a string there that's lifting you and then lowering you down. This next time, tuck, draw your tail up, take your block, place it under your sacrum, and let your spine waterfall down to the floor from the block. Tuck your chin. Take your right foot to the right lower corner of the mat. Take your left foot to the left corner of the mat, left lower corner. If this is too much, walk your feet into where it feels doable for you, because we're going to be here now for about 3 minutes. So just let everything fold open. Kind of curling your shoulder blades toward one another, opening across the front of your chest, opening across your armpit chest by the force of gravity. Chin drops a little more, back of your neck opens a little more. Scanning your spine, noticing any spot that feels like it needs a little more coaxing. Breathe right to that place. Breathe under it, breathe through it. No forcing, just wash it through with breath. Again, releasing any emotional holding. Right to the end of your range of motion now, fully open in your heart center. Exhale, walk your feet back toward your hips. Walk them back more. Lift your heels and get right on the balls of your feet. Give your feet a little wake-up call. Keep your chin nice and tucked into the notch at your throat. Lift from your tailbone by pressing your feet down. Lift, 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 lift. Stay for 3 or 4 breaths, right at the full range of your motion, and pull the block out. Take your right hand, put it under your right foot if you can reach. Take your left hand, put it under your left foot, and then stand your feet right into your open palms if you can reach. Take 3 or 4 breaths here. Really pin your shoulders back. Walk the right one under you more. Walk the left one under you more. Lift your heart a little more. Stand up on your feet or stand up on your hands. Tuck your chin. Beautiful. Slide your hands out. Walk your shoulder blades wide, wide apart so your back, upper back is nice and flat on the floor. Roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. Rather than countering by bringing your knees to your chest, just slide your legs out to the corners of the foot of your mat and let go. And let go a little more. Take some breath into the upper body. Exhale, walk your feet in. Bring your knees to your chest. Wrap your hands really, really firmly around your knees. If you can get your right hand to the outside of your left knee and your left hand to the outside of your right knee, you want to wrap that tightly, but get a hold of whatever you can get a hold of. Lift your head. I know it's heavy. Lift your head. Tuck it toward your knees. Lift your feet a little bit and try to rock your spine. Rock up into that heart area. Rock, 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 rock. And rock yourself all the way up to sitting if that's doable. From sitting, take yourself into child's pose. I prefer a wide child this morning or this day. Widen the child's pose and let your chest and belly fall down between your legs. forehead on the floor. So we'll stay here. This is a back bend. It's a forward bend from your hip hinges, but because you're letting your spine hang down between your legs and walking your arms way out in front of you, your upper body is actually in a back bend. Keep letting the upper spine behind the heart fall in. You might rest on your chin rather than your forehead to increase that falling in of your spine. And now really breathe into that back of the heart. We're going to stay here for another minute or so. So find a place where you can live with it, accept it, embrace it. That's the only way you get deeper, by really appreciating where you are. Inhale, walk your elbows in, press to the elbows to lift up, walk your knees in so that they're together now. We'll go to child's pose with the knees together. So you drop your bottom back toward your heels. If your bottom doesn't meet your heels, take your blanket or block and sit on that. Put it between your bottom and your heels so you have some support. Same with your head. Your forehead rests on your arms or the floor or a block or a blanket. And now we're forward folding from the hip hinge and taking a forward bend in the spine, forward bend behind the heart. So it's rather lovely that child's pose can be a back bend or forward fold. Back bend or forward bend in the spinal column. Now we're pressing breath into that back of the heart place and pressing it toward the ceiling. Draw your belly into your back. Give yourself a little more space in the back body by drawing the front body a little tighter. So really pull your internal organs in and up, and that'll lengthen your back. Relax them. Let go of the back of your neck really well. Send a healing breath right where it needs to go, like a salve or a balm. Extending your arms out now as far as they'll reach on the mat. And spread your fingers all apart. Thumbs spread away from the fingers. On the inhale, stand up as if you were the black cat at Halloween, arching your back, and then walk your knees a little bit apart so they're right under your hip sockets, pressing the back of your heart like crazy toward the sky. Good. And exhale, lower your bottom toward your heels. Inhale, come up again. Black cat. Press the back of your heart toward the sky. Exhale, go back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, go back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back. Now we're going to open the front body and compress the back body. So coming forward, see your thighs, your head is still down. Drop your thighs forward, drop them more forward, drop them more forward, drop your belly, drop your ribs, drop your chest, lift your heart, lift your head, lift your eyes. Now press the floor away from you. So you're starting to use your arm bones like leg bones. Really stand on them. Press them out away from the joints of your shoulders. Press them off or out of the joints of your shoulders. Lift up through the crown of your head. Your bottom's relaxed. Let your whole spine just hang out of your neck. Take 3 or 4 breaths here. Great. Pike back and put your elbows on the floor, right under your shoulders. Elbows on the floor, right straight down from shoulders. Walk your knees so they're right under your hip sockets. Elbows right under shoulder sockets. Take your left fingers, your left hand, and pivot and put your left hand behind your right elbow on the floor. Head on straight. On the inhale, start sliding your right arm forward, 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 as far as you can reach it. This falls into the armpit of the right arm. Forehead rests down on your arm. And let gravity now drop that right armpit toward the mat. Breathe in the right ribs. Around the back of the right ribs into the upper right back. Don't get aggressive, just let gravity take you there. Sinking a little deeper into that upper back. Let it hang down like a jump rope. Inhale, lift up from your head. Slide the right elbow back. Put the left hand forward. So now your hands are parallel. Arms, lower arms are on the mat parallel to one another. Press down into your upper arm bones, your humerus bones. Stand on them. Exhale, take the right fingers, the right hand behind the left elbow. Inhale, start sliding the left hand out as far as you can reach it. Keep walking it out, walking it out, walking it out, walking it out. And then lay your forehead down on your right upper wrist or forearm. And start sinking into your left armpit. Breathe into your left ribs from the armpit to the bottom of the ribs, lengthening through the intercostal muscles. And around to the back. Breathe into your upper back on the left side, behind the heart, back door of the heart. Left lung is actually a little smaller than the right lung. So make sure you're breathing into the whole lung, into the back of the lung. And again, identifying any emotional content and breathe it out. Beautiful. Lift your head, slide your elbow back, open up your arms so they're parallel to one another again. And then exhale and lay your bottom back toward your heels. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Forehead rests down. This is called rabbit or hare pose. It's a variation of rabbit or hare. Roll up onto the crown of your head by standing up on your knees. So if you're looking back at your thighs, trying to make them parallel to each other and perpendicular to the earth, and you're not on your forehead, you're on the crown of your head. Then lift your fists and draw your armpit chest back. Draw your armpits back and lift your fists. Lift your fists. Now find the back of your heart and inflate that. Blow it up like a balloon toward the sky. 2 more breaths. We don't want to be on the head too long. Exhale, lower the arms. Put your palms down. Lift your face off. Lift your head off. Stand in a table. Again, you're standing up on the bones of your arms. Draw your belly into your back. Let's go back to cat dog that we did earlier. Lift your tail, drop your belly, lift the crown of your head. We did this on our backs before. Exhale, tuck your tail, move it through your spine, drop your head last. Lubricating the spine. Lift your tail, move it through your spine. Open front body. Reach your crown for your tail, tip of your tail like a puppy. Exhale, tuck your tail, pull it through the front. Try to touch your tail to the crown from the front. Inhale, lift your head back farther. Exhale, tuck and round deeper. A few more times. Coming back to neutral. Walk your knees forward and then take your feet to one side or the other so you can pull them out to the front. And we're going to take a block. And the block is not going to go under the sacrum this time. Put the block long ways so that the corner that's closest to your back, when you lean back, that corner or that edge is going to be right at the bottom of your ribs. So you lean back, feel the rib cage if you can, put the block so it feels like it's right at the bottom of your ribs, not on your waist where there's no ribs. You want it to be on the ribs, but not on the area below your ribs where there's only soft tissue. Not on the soft tissue, but on the ribs. And then lay yourself back. If you have another block, you can put that one under your head, or you can just let your head hang. And then take your legs out long. And breathing into your back. So in this posture, your back is neutral. It's not in a back bend. It's not in a forward bend. It's very flat, supported by the block. Your chest opens up around the block. Taking a few more breaths there, just letting that support of the block between your shoulder blades stabilize your back. Your shoulder blades can curl around the block. So your armpits, chest opens a little more. To come out, walk your elbows back and toward your torso, like back and in toward your center line. Get them on the ground like little stilts. Press and lift your head, and then put a hand on the mat to come up. Pull the block away. If you like to use a blanket for Shavasana, get your blanket folded, rolled up, put it under your knees. And we'll come down to Shavasana. We've just taken a big upper body move here. So coming in with your feet, we're just going to neutralize the spine, bringing your knees to your chest. Feel your back connect with the earth. Chin is down, back of your neck nice and long. Just letting gravity press your spine flat. Take your arms inside your legs, reach for your feet. Lifting the right foot so it's flat on the ceiling, left foot flat on the ceiling, knees bent deeply. Draw your feet down, lift your chest up. Again, it's a little back bend because the upper back usually is curving out and we're asking it to flatten here. Press your sacrum down. Keep your breath moving. Relax your shoulders more. Relax your face more. Keep your bottom pressing down. Exhale, bring your feet together, bow into angle. Lift your chest again, shoulders back. Feel the gentle softening and contracting in your belly as you breathe. Release your feet, cross your right thigh over your left thigh as high as you can cross. Hold your knees with your left hand, release your right hand to the floor. Turn your face to the right. Good, and rotate over to the left side with your legs to the right side with your chest. Legs go left, chest goes right. Take a few breaths here. Breathe again into the upper rib cage on the right side, in the back of your ribs on the right side, into your spine on the right side. Head to the center. Boost your legs up with your left arm. Undo. Spin the knees wide apart and back together. Cross the left thigh over the right thigh as high as you can cross, up in the groin crease. Cradle the legs with your right hand. Release your left hand to the mat. Turn your face left. Guide your knees right. Coming down to the right as far as you can come down. Lay the left shoulder down and back. Breathe into those left ribs, into the intercostal muscles. into the lung, into your heart, into the back door of your heart. Take your right hand under your two knees, bring them up. Undo your knees, circle wide apart, back together. And go the other way, wide apart, back together. Lift your legs toward the sky. Rub out the backs of your legs. And just letting your legs fall over your face any amount, but keep your bottom on the ground. So again, this is a back bend with your upper back. Your upper back is resisting the earth as your legs come in. Fold up your knees on the exhale. Slide them long on the inhale, all the way back down. Open your palms and let your body settle. Readjust anything that needs fixing. Scan your body. If there's any last posture that's calling to you, put it into your practice now. Otherwise, just sink deeper and deeper into your restorative Shavasana. With every breath now, letting go of any emotional holding, any thoughts. Receiving the moment. And on the exhale, letting go of the moment behind you. Yin is often called Tao, Taoist yoga. Taoism is nature-based. The teachings come from observations in nature. To let yourself flow like the river. To be strong like the mountain. To be vast as the sky. To open like a flower. To be empty as a valley. Rest in that. Remain in Shavasana for as long as you are still absorbing. May your practice protect you and enfold you and affect those around you. Hari Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with one another today. Thank you for being present to one another today. Namaste.